Griselda Blanco Restrepo, February 15, 1943, September 3, 2012, known as La Madrina, the Black Widow, the cocaine godmother and the queen of narco-trafficking, was a Colombian drug lord of the Medellin cartel and a pioneer in the Miami-based cocaine drug trade and underworld during the 1980s through the early 2000s. It has been estimated that she was responsible for up to 2,000 murders while transporting cocaine from Colombia to New York, Miami and Southern California. She was shot and killed on September 3, 2012, at the age of 69. Biography. Early life. Blanco was born in Cartagena, Colombia, on the country's north coast. She and her mother, Ana Lucia Restrepo, moved to Medellin when she was 3 years old. Upon arriving there, she quickly adopted a criminal lifestyle. Blanco's former lover, Charles Cosby, recounted that at the age of 11, Blanco allegedly kidnapped, attempted to ransom and eventually shot a child from an upscale flatland neighborhood near her own neighborhood. Blanco had become a pickpocket before she even turned 13. To escape the sexual assaults of her mother's boyfriend, Blanco ran away from home at the age of 16 and resorted to looting in Medellin until the age of 20. Drug business. Blanco was a major figure in the history of the drug trade from Colombia to Miami, New York, and California. In the mid-1970s, Blanco and her second husband Alberto Bravo illegally immigrated to the U.S. with fake passports, settling in Queens, New York. They established a sizable cocaine business there, and in April 1975, Blanco was indicted on federal drug conspiracy charges along with 30 of her subordinates. She fled to Colombia before she could be arrested, but returned to the United States, settling in Miami in the late 1970s. Blanco's return to the U.S. from Colombia more or less coincided with the beginning of very public violent conflicts that involved hundreds of murders and killings yearly, which were associated with the high crime epidemic that swept the city of Miami in the 1980s. Law enforcement's struggle to put an end to the influx of cocaine into Miami led to the creation of CENTAC 26, Central Tactical Unit, a joint operation between Miami-Dade Police Department and DEA anti-drug operation. Blanco was involved in the drug-related violence known as the Miami Drug War or the Cocaine Cowboy Wars that plagued Miami in the late 1970s and early 1980s. This was a time when cocaine was trafficked more than marijuana. It was the lawless and corrupt atmosphere, primarily created by Blanco's operations, that led to the gangsters being dubbed the Cocaine Cowboys and their violent way of doing business as the Miami Drug War. Her distribution network, which spanned the United States, brought in $80,000,000 per month. Her violent business style brought government scrutiny to South Florida, leading to the demise of her organization and the freewheeling, high-profile Miami drug scene of those times. In 1984, Blanco's willingness to use violence against her Miami competitors or anyone else who displeased her led her rivals to make repeated attempts to assassinate her. In an attempt to escape the hits that were called on her, she fled to California. Arrest on February 17, 1985, she was arrested by DEA agents in her home and held without bail. After her trial, Blanco was sentenced to more than a decade in jail. While in prison, she continued to effectively run her cocaine business with the help of her son Michael Blanco. By pressuring one of Blanco's lieutenants, the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office obtained sufficient evidence to indict Blanco for 3 murders. However, the case collapsed due to technicalities relating to a telephone sex scandal between the star witness and female secretaries in the district attorney's office. In 2002, Blanco suffered a heart attack while in prison. In 2004, Blanco was released from prison and deported to Medellin, Colombia. Before her death in 2012, the last sighting of Blanco was in May 2007 at the Bogotá airport. Murder on the night of September 3, 2012, Blanco died after being shot twice, once in the head and once in the shoulder by a motorcyclist in Medellin, Colombia. She was shot at Cardizo Butcher Shop on the corner of 29th Street after having bought $150 worth of meat. The middle-aged gunman climbed off the back of a motorbike outside the shop, entered, pulled out a gun, and shot Blanco 2 times before calmly walking back to his bike and disappearing into the city. She was 69. Personal life: Blanco's first husband was Carlos Trujillo. Together they had 3 sons, Dixon, Uber, and Osvaldo, all of them poorly educated, and all of whom were killed in Colombia after being deported following prison sentences in the United States. Her second husband was Alberto Bravo. In 1975, Blanco confronted Bravo, who was also her business partner, in a Bogotá nightclub parking lot about millions of dollars missing from the profits of the cartel they'd built together. The Guardian reports, Blanco, then 32, pulled out a pistol. Bravo responded by producing an Uzi submachine gun, and after a blazing gun battle, he and 6 bodyguards lay dead. Blanco, who suffered only a minor gunshot wound to the stomach, recovered and soon afterwards moved to Miami, where her body count and reputation for ruthlessness continued to climb. Blanco had her youngest son, Michael Corleone Blanco, with her third husband, Dario Sepulveda. Sepulveda left her in 1983, returned to Colombia, and kidnapped Michael when he and Blanco disagreed over who would take custody. Blanco paid to have Sepulveda assassinated in Colombia, and her son returned to her in Miami. According to the Miami New Times, Michael's father and older siblings were all killed before he reached adulthood. His mom was in prison for most of his childhood and teenage years, and he was raised by his maternal grandmother and legal guardians. In 2012, Michael was put under house arrest after a May arrest on 2 felony counts of cocaine trafficking and conspiracy to traffic in cocaine. He appeared on a 2018 episode of the investigation Discovery documentary series, Evil Lives Here, to recount his lonely childhood. In 2019, he was featured in the VH1 docuseries Cartel Crew, which follows the descendants of drug lords. He also runs a clothing brand, Puro Blanco, that refers to his infamous mother. Blanco was openly bisexual. According to the New York Post, court records show Blanco was a drug addict who consumed vast quantities of bazuco, a potent form of smokable, unrefined cocaine, would force men and women to have sex at gunpoint, and had frequent bisexual orgies. Her favored possessions included an emerald and gold MAC-10 machine pistol, Eva Peron's pearls, and a tea set once used by the Queen of England. The report continues. In court, it was revealed that Blanco killed 3 former husbands as well as strippers, business rivals, and innocent bystanders, including a 4-year-old boy. According to her youngest son Michael, Blanco became a born-again Christian. She had a personal relationship with Ana Cruz, whom she loved as her daughter. Ana cut ties with her when she found out who Blanco really was. In popular culture films, Blanco features prominently in the documentary films Cocaine Cowboys, 2006, and Cocaine Cowboys 2, 2008, also written as Cocaine Cowboys 2, Hustlin' with the Godmother, and, as of yet, to-be film project titled The Godmother is currently in production, starring Jennifer Lopez as Blanco, which she also plans to produce. Catherine Zeta-Jones portrayed Blanco in Cocaine Godmother, a television biopic, which premiered in 2018 on Lifetime. Music: Buffalo, New York artists Westside Gunn and Conway the Machine used Blanco's name in their label, Griselda by Fashion Rebels, abbreviated as GXFR. Rapper The Game references Griselda Blanco in his lyrics to See No Evil. Karma catches up to all you head honchos, 2 dome shots to head, Griselda Blanco. Rapper Pusha T references her in his lyrics to Pain, 2013. Put your freedom over failure, tryna find my Griselda, La Madrina. Might as well, they gon' nail ya mama screaming like Mahalia. Rapper Jackie O released a mixtape entitled Griselda Blanco, La Madrina, 2010 as an ode to Blanco's lifestyle and character. Griselda Blanco's son, Michael Blanco, later gave his blessing to promote the mixtape. Rapper Lil Kim created alter ego, Kimmy Blanco, as tribute to Blanco. Kim debuted this persona in her 2013 single of the same name. Rapper Rick Ross referenced Blanco on the 2013 Meek Mill song, Believe It, rapping, I'm screaming R.I.P., Griselda Blanco. Toronto Eastside rap duo Pangs and Tutu released the single, Griselda Blanco, in August 2017. Rap group Migos have made references to her in multiple songs, Portland by Drake, and their own song, F*** Up the Pot. Rapper Youngboy Never Broke Again references her in Slime Belief, 2018. Can you make it better? Trap out like Griselda. Post up with Burris hustlin' through the night. French rappers Booba and Maze released a collab hit single entitled La Madrina, Certified Diamond, in which she can be seen on the cover of the song. Rapper Slimezito has a song named Griselda, which contains multiple references to Blanco. Rapper Nicki Minaj references Blanco in her freestyle of DaBaby's Suge, 2019. Drug Lord, Griselda I used to move weight through Delta. She is also referenced on Minaj's verse on Chance the Rapper's song, Slide Around, 2019. Me and My Man Griselda and Pablo. Yesayer's song, Griselda, is inspired by Blanco, sung from the perspective of one of her hitmen. Reggaeton artist Justin Quiles' line in the Bella Guda remix references Blanco. Why yo le puse Griselda Blanco porque chingo como la patrona, ca. Literature. Blanco played a minor role in Marlon James' book A Brief History of Seven Killings, 2014. Blanco played a significant role in John Roberts' book American Desperado, 2011. Television and Comedy Central's Drunk History, Season 3, Episode 2, Miami. Dan Harmon tells the story of the rise and fall of Blanco, starring Maya Rudolph as Blanco, Horatio Sanz, and Joe Lo Truglio. Blanco is portrayed by Mexican actress Ana Sardilla in the Spanish-language telenovela La Viuda Negra, 2014, an adaptation of the book La Patrona de Pablo Escobar de Jose Guarnizo. Jada Pinkett Smith used her as a model for her character Fish Mooney on Gotham. Blanco was also featured among the Deadly Women Top 10 as number 3 on the Killer Countdown. The television series Get Shorty features a character named Amara de Escalones, played by Lydia Porto, who is based on Blanco. Blanco was also featured on the investigation discovery series Evil Lives here in an episode called The Last Blanco. A very fictionalized version of Blanco known as La Madrina appears in the Archer episode Smuggler's Blues, Season 5, Episode 7. In the Netflix series Daybreak, the career of Griselda Blanco serves as a role model for the child prodigy Angelica and her peddling of prescription drugs. Podcast Griselda Blanco's life, from her abusive childhood to her death, was covered on the June 5, 2018 episode of Behind the Bastards, a podcast hosted by Robert Evans, and the October 8, 2019 episode of She Sleuths, a true crime podcast hosted by Kristen Harris and Amy Springer. Griselda Blanco is also featured in 2 parts on Female Criminals, a podcast hosted by Parcast. See also list of people deported or removed from the United States. Pablo Escobar and Ina Orlando Felix, another well-known female alleged cartel leader. References. Sources. Smitten, Richard, November 1, 1990. The Godmother. The True Story of the Hunt for the Most Bloodthirsty Female Criminal of Our Time. Pocket Books. ISBN 978-0671-701932. Archived from the original on February 7, 2009. Retrieved October 3, 2010. NBDHDJDRIWLEBF3. Pablo Escobar and Colombian Narcoculture by Aldo Nabiles Pobutsky. External links Griselda Blanco pagina web link may not work, last checked 2. April 2017 Washington Post. Drugs Red Orbit, Cocaine Godmother released from prison female Scarface USV. Griselda Blanco, 861, F.2d 773 Griselda Blanco, War with Pablo Escobar, video, check 123. Video Encyclopedia.